Zero audio altogether.
Now, let's try now.
Can you hear me now?
I think.
Can you
let us know if it's working, friends. Hold on.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, it's working.
I had it covered with coat.
Maybe.
Okay, I can't do up this coat for you, ladies. I will just do this. Is it working now for sure?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So for those of you who couldn't hear me before, my name is Priya Mohan. I own a boutique called sariKNOTsari here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We sell a number of beautiful silk pieces that are ethically made. The fabrics are hand chosen. They're pure silk. Age inclusive, amazing for travel, and we always have your favorite color. Is it working now?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be using the audio that's attached to this. One second.
Try plugging and replugging?
Yes, I will try unplugging and replugging.
So in the meantime, let me just show you this. So right here, this coat is not. Here is a sample of a coat we're going to be getting more of. It is made out of a waterproof fabric here. This is boiled wool here. Right here, you can see he's added some embroidery. These pieces here are made of leather. And what I really wanted to show you is this one that I'm wearing is actually sized as an extra small. And that should tell you how generous his cuts are. So if you have a look in the pocket, that's where you find the sizing. And the nice thing about his coats is that when I do this up, which I won't anymore,
audio's fine now.
Audio's fine now.
You can do it up too.
It wasn't pulling from the right source.
It wasn't pulling from the right source because I plugged it in the wrong section.
Ah, that'll do it.
It's an oopsie on my end.
That's okay. We all do oopsies, and that's what makes us human. Yay, you're human.
So why don't you talk a bit more about this piece, Priya, and also maybe do another introduction?
I did an introduction just a second ago. Okay. Do I have to do it again?
Yeah, of course.
I can't. I will do another introduction soon. But this is an example of my coat. We're going to be getting more of this style of coat from Région Pépé. He is a Quebecois artisan. He works mostly in leather and suede, but he also has a spring line, and that's what we're going to be getting in. We should have them by next week. We'll have them up on the website as soon as possible. This piece that I'm wearing here, I bought 15 years ago. It is a size extra small, according to him. And what I wanted to show you is what makes his coat so great is you can adjust the size just by moving the buttons. So this one right here, whoops, here, this button's really tight for me. So I could just take off that button, move it to here, and then it's going to fit great. And that's what I love about his coats is as your body gets bigger through here, there is definitely room to grow. So like I said, we're going to be getting 10 of his pieces probably next week, and we'll have them up on the website. This one is made out of boiled wool and a waterproof fabric through here. It also has some embellishments done in leather, and he uses scrap leather to create his products. So I think you're going to love them. I have another one here. Again, this is just a sample. This is not a piece that's for sale, but just again to show you his workmanship. So right here we have it is a polyester. It's a fleece, like a performance fleece. The outside is waterproof. And then you can see he's added patches of suede here and here. He's got some green leather on the buttonhole. And this one that one was mostly fabrics. This one is about 1/3 leather. And it looks like this on. Again, you can move the buttons if you want it to fit differently. So I would probably need to move that button to there at this point. Mm-hmm. But again, super, super sweet. And we will have these next week. Have any of the ladies joined us?
All the ladies.
Thank you so much for joining us, ladies. And thank you for once again telling us about our volume problems.
Yes, we appreciate it,
always
guys.
Appreciate it.
And lots of comments about the audio not working. So I'm going to skip those. Judy says, Happy Friday from Hawaii.
Happy Friday. Oh, Hawaii.
Heather says, yes. Jackie says, hello, everyone. Here's to Classy Silks. Yes. Christine says, Happy Friday. Margaret says, Happy Friday. Jane says, can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing these coats. Corey says, hi, Judy. Hope you're safely on the ship. And Judy says she's on the ship tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
Judy said that coat is a stunner.
Yeah, all of his work, you feel like you're wearing art. And I think in the summer when we go to see him, we'll actually do some interviews with him because he is just like a little, he's kind of older. He's in his 80s. He's kind of hunched over a little bit and he putters around his workshop like this to show you his treasures. And then he'll take you to his work table and show you the scraps. And he's kind of like a little elf. He's like a non-Christmas elf.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's adorable.
If Christmas was Quebecois style.
Yes,
you know?
That's right. He is adorable.
He's as French as they come.
And he doesn't have anybody selling his products and he's not really selling them unless you actually go to his store.
Or you do look at a Facebook post.
But even the Facebook posts are so dated.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be able to bring his art back into the world. He says that he says allergic to technology. Like it literally makes him sick. So that's why he hasn't used it at all. His wife is busy. She's a teacher. He has a 12-year-old daughter and then some grown-up children. And he's just got nobody to help him. And I am excited to be working with him. He's a doll. So here we are showing some pieces. Shefali put together a collection. The theme of the collection is red, white, and black. And you're not going to see much white here today. And that's because Indian clothing doesn't actually use a lot of white. White is a color that tends to be associated with death, unlike in Canada where it's associated with marriages. It's like a color that represents, I guess, keeping clean within the pollution of death.
It's purity in virtue and in religion. And I think that because you want the soul to be pure, because you want it to achieve the highest form of whatever it can go through, whether
you don't want to add any
karma,
negative karma.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it definitely has to do with purity and cleanliness and like godliness as it relates to cleanliness.
Yes, very true. Yes.
And that's why it's very unusual to find a white, pretty, like a decorative white sari. Having said that, you can find other pieces of clothing in white. My mother-in-law loves a white Slavar kameez. And sometimes you can get a white sari that has print on it, but white is just a really tough color to get. So what you're going to see here today are pale grays, ecrues, sometimes very pale, like oatmeal shades. This one that I'm wearing here is black and red, but this third color, it's definitely not white. I would say it is a true neutral beige. The silk on this is extraordinarily soft, by the way. Did you read that comment?
Yes, I did. There's lots of comments actually.
Oh, I meant the one from Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel. Oh, this is the matching top that goes with it, the cardigan.
Oh, I see why. And I can answer her.
Okay.
So I wanted to also say, Corey had a question actually about the coats before we stop talking about them.
Yeah, let's talk about
what
them.
are the costs of his coats going to be?
That's a really great question. I don't know yet. Again, not big on technology. When the coats come in, I'll be able to have a look at the pricing and I'll be able to give you more detail. I know that his leather coats, like the shearling, the merino shearlings, they're very close to 1,000, if not slightly above. I'm pretty sure these ones that are more raincoat styles or spring styles are less. I'd say they are what you would expect to pay for a coat of that quality if the price were not inflated. Like, I wouldn't say the prices are inflated. They are exactly what they should be for a coat of that quality that's going to last you a lifetime.
What did you see the price was?
I don't know.
Yeah. So from what we understand, when they were first made, there was a price to it that was, worth the value of how much effort he put into them.
Yeah.
From what we understood, Regent is actually looking to just make sure that they
get good homes.
And so he has actually lowered his prices. So we're really unsure what price they're going to be when they come in.
We really don't know. We will be excited to let you know. So I recently bought a mink one that he had, if this kind of gives you a price point. So He had a mink one where it was obviously an older piece. He had found an old mink coat. He reversed it. So the fur pelts were on the inside, and on the outside, you could see where the leather had been woven together or sewn together. Then he found a way to paint over top of that and make it red. He added a hood, and it's a full length coat. So from shoulders right down to ankles. And I paid $3,000. So
But originally, he said it was a $10,000 coat.
Right. That originally it was a $10,000 coat, and the price was $3,000.
And he also said that when he first bought the coat, the original coat, he
Yes.
paid $1,000 for it. So at the time, it made sense that it was $10,000. But from what we understand, there is going to be a slightly lower price
He really wants to empty out his
for
stock.
all of this. Yeah.
So he's giving it to us at a good price, and we're just using our usual markup because we're the ones who are going to have to do all the work to add it onto our websites. None of it will be done for us.
So the true answer is we'll let you know.
We'll let you know. But I think that should give you a price point that a totally artisan created full length mink coat is $3,000. So, and that's mink.
And that's the sale price from a $10,000 piece.
Right. Yes. And that's right. What Shefali is saying is very important. $3,000 is a deal because that's not what he originally sold them for.
Yeah.
But that is now what he's selling them for retail. So I think that gives you an idea. So the shearling is going to be less than the mink. The ones that are made of cloth are going to be less than the shearling.
Yes.
So the most expensive price point is $3,000, and that's like way over the top.
And we
it's
haven't asked him for pieces like that yet, right?
No, we haven't asked for any mink. All we're getting right now is the spring collection, which I expect. I don't want to scare anybody. I'm thinking it's going to be between $300 to $500. I think, but I'll know more. And then when we get into the heavier pieces for the winter, I think we're going to get closer to the $1,000 mark.
Yeah, I mean, I paid that much for not a fur coat.
Yeah,
recently.
that's right. And the fact that the buttons can be moved and that it can be adjusted to fit you as your body changes. I mean, I kind of love that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I wish I had better answers for you. Now, this is really beautiful. Ooh, it's a self-pocket dress. So again, the background color in this is gray, red, black. The red is almost a burgundy because it has two different shades of red. We have several shades of gray. And this color in here is very much like a pale, kinky beige. Are there any more questions? I wish I had better answers, ladies. I feel ill-prepared. That was such a basic question. You would think I would have that information. He's just not a very strong communicator, and English is not his first language. And while I do understand French, and I tell him that, speak to me in French, we'll be fine. He doesn't trust me to understand what he's saying.
Well, he's nice.
He's nice. Yeah. He wants to accommodate me. And I'm like, just speak to me in French. I'll get it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to when we can see him in person, and we'll be maybe taking a translator along with us. What are the ladies saying?
It's a mix of not only our customers, but but the staff also asking me questions in the chat about this Regent Pepin jacket. So Julie says hello. Jane Booty says coming to you from Barbados.
There it is.
Julie says happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And I pulled this for you, Priya, because Margaret said, hi, Shefali, you showed a dragonfly Ziska bead in the stories today. I don't see it online, or is it sold out yet, or has it not come in? Let me know.
Can you check if it's online?
Yes, I can check that right now.
It's called Dragonfly. It's a beauty. Those ones went so quickly, all the little insect ones.
I believe they are all sold out. And the order has not been pulled yet.
It just came in.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
So this is the self-pocket dress. It fits comfortably to a size 18. You can see there's lots of room through the sleeve, lots and lots of room here through the bust. I'm a 38C. And then down here as well, lots of room. It is a straighter cut than our sculptural tunic dress, which does kind of go fit and flare out this way.
Mm-hmm. Rhonda says, howdy, ladies. Julie says, love this mix of colors. Marilyn says, sorry, friends. Happy Fridays to you all. You are showing my favorite combo of colors.
Yes. And you know what? This is where I started with actually my entire wardrobe when I started putting together, when I didn't have a ton of money. Before I had money, I was just starting to build my wardrobe. I really stuck to these basics. And I say it all the time. I think red is a neutral. So I went with black, cream, gray, white, and red to buy different pieces within that color grouping. And then that way I knew I'd always have pieces to mix and match. And then bit by bit, I started adding other colors into it. And then I would switch underpinnings. So then I would go to navy. And then with my navy underpinnings, I would gather a collection of colors. Usually it contained orange. And then that's how I built my wardrobe bit by bit. But this is such a great place to start. The right shade of red would look good on almost everybody. And then you can definitely pair it with the things that are already in your wardrobe, the blacks, the creams, the whites, the grays. Ooh, look at this one.
Jane says, I love the shoes, Priya.
Thank you. I got them from a secondhand store in Toronto. The brand is Churches.
Yeah, Churches.
Which I believe is a British brand. I kind of fell in love with them. I couldn't believe they were my size. They had put them on the wrong rack. And I picked them up and I went, oh, if only these were my size. And then they were. And then they couldn't find the other half of them. And then they did. And so I got these great shoes.
Oh, what a beautiful story.
Yeah, thank you. So many ups and downs, so many surprises.
It's a journey.
It was a journey.
And Jackie said, Shefali, you've been doing a fantastic job sewing silks on the Instagram story.
She really has. Every day she spends time making sure that she lets you guys see what's in store.
I think we all deserve to play dress up. And, I know it does take me a little bit of time, but I think what's really fun is to kind of show how things pair together. And I know for a fact there are so many pieces on the website that don't look good.
Yeah.
Like they just
the pictures just don't do them justice. No. Yeah. And that is one of the biggest problems we have working with silk. They just don't do them justice. Okay, so here is one of our new Ziska necklaces in black. It's actually a mix of being marble, clear, and gray. And I think we have matching earrings.
Yes, we do.
So we have two that could kind of go with this. Here's one here, and there's the other one there. So just a really basic.
They didn't really show in the.
Oh. And it's staying unfocused.
You got to go a bit lower. Yeah.
There we go. There.
Perfect. You initially showed them like higher up, like 1, 2.
Yes, but it's such a hard time staying in frame. So yeah, you can wear it with either one of these, but if you're looking for something to let me tell you my black jewelry story, guys. This is why I like black jewelry, because most of my most comfortable shoes are black. And so if I'm going on a trip or I'm going somewhere where there's lots of walking and I want to be able to wear my bright colors, I put on black jewelry and a black purse and black shoes. And that way I get to be super comfortable, but I get to wear all of my brights. So that is my little trick with black jewelry, which is why I cannot help but get black jewelry in, because I'm sure there are other ladies like me who want to wear their comfiest black shoes.
Yes, the dragonfly is sold out. Heather says, I love that you take us on your entrepreneurial journey with you. And Judy suggested we should do Instagram posts with Regin. Oh yeah, definitely.
We will when we go see him for sure. So I'm anticipating that's going to be probably in July, because we're going to start getting his pieces in and get them set up for August so that we have them available to sell in September.
So in the beginning of July, right?
In the beginning of July, we'll be heading out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, for those of you who are interested in coming here for the swap and sell meet and greet, I have not written down in the messages. Can you text me that? There is in the swap and sell group, there's a message kind of saying, hey, what dates work for you? So we work together with the team, and the one single date in July that seems to work for everybody on our team is Saturday, July 18th. So if you want to come down and hang with us and do an in-person swap and sell, that could be the weekend. But I'll definitely write it in there so everybody knows about it. But it could be fun, guys. And once we have a date, we can actually start planning it.
And Jane says, are you getting more dragonflies? I love those pieces.
Yeah, I guess we will. I did not realize they would sell out so quickly. Like we stickered them today.
And then put them in their orders.
And then all of a sudden they were gone. So yeah, we will definitely get more. Can you text me that as well, Shefali? Place the top up order. I'm definitely getting more of the Ziska bands because we sold out of the black again in a week. But I did order 12 of those that will be coming with our next shipment. So those should be arriving soon. And I'll see what I can do to get top ups on some of these beads because, yeah, they're divine.
Sabina says church brand shoes are so well made and they're really expensive.
Well, I didn't pay that much for them considering that they were secondhand. But to be fair, I would have paid anything for them because they're my favorite shade of red. The perfect neutral.
The perfect neutral.
So here I am wearing a kimono sleeve top. And again, we are looking at red and black. And this color here is a pale muted pink. I feel like I'm always standing in the wrong spot. Can we turn that camera just a little bit towards... So I'm closer to the rack. Can you spin it towards the rack?
See, the thing is, the more I do that, the more you start to see... Do you see that light on the side?
Where, up here?
Do you see this light on the side?
Oh, yeah, I can move that out.
Yes. But not too out because we still need the light.
Yes, that's a bit better because I kept falling out of screen for Instagram. Okay, so this one here is a sheer fabric. It's a beautiful deep red, and it's actually multi-tonal. There's other shades of red in there. So you have both like a darker red and a lighter red. I would say that this red has blue undertones. It's not a tomato red. And I'm just wearing it with my Casbah pants and red shoes. And let me put on that black necklace again, because I think it will definitely do it justice.
Yeah, definitely black for this piece.
Yeah. Right there. And there is your polished look. I'm wearing the Betty tank, by the way. And there's your really easy polished look right there. Everything sorted in the group chat?
Rhonda says, cool, thanks for the heads up about the date. Jacqueline Webster says, I won't be able to join you on that date. We just booked our trip for Victory Valley Farm fundraiser. I'll be thinking of you while I hang out with the horses.
Oh, that sounds like fun too.
And Jordy said the dragonfly is so cool. I love that piece. Is it also possible to order another of the silver white hexagon bliss bead?
Can you text that to me?
I've already done that.
Okay. I will order it. I will order it this weekend. And hopefully they can start getting those out.
Pre-order for
like,
as well.
I just never know. But and the funny thing is we have to again pick them off of photographs, right? So you know that certain ones are going to be cute, but you just don't know how cute until you see it. There was one piece that didn't even make it onto our website. A customer came in. Shout out to you, Marilyn. We had ordered one single bead of purple with like a copper color kind of swirled
that was
into
beautiful.
it. Definitely going to get more of that. Unbelievable colors on that one. So here is another waterfall top. The colors in this are again that kind of pinky color here, and then red with little splotches in it, and some black, and all the way through it. You can kind of see what looks like texture, but it's not. It's just the design. Very, very soft silk on this one. And it is also a Monday, Tuesday piece. So if I were to flip it around.
Could you put a pre-order list on the swap and sell for the Ziskas?
Yeah. Well, that'd probably be the fastest way to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I will create the products as pre-order and then pre-sell them as well, because
so you're doing a Bryn Walker,
just basically the Bryn Walker thing. But the problem is because I can order them, but then what if they get scooped up before they have a chance to buy them?
What do you mean?
So let's say Jordy says, I want this silver hexagon, and I ordered the silver hexagon for Jordy. I won't be able to save it for Jordy if it gets online before she has a chance to buy it.
Well, I think that's when you would have to, I think this is the next,
to create pre-orders.
I think this is the next thing where once you get the collection, you basically pick what people can pre-order.
Yeah.
Pre-order, they order online, and then you basically ship it out.
So here is one of the Ziska beads, a really cute one in black and white right there. And again, this is one of the smaller hole ones. We did get a couple that were the larger hole, but for the most part, we got the smaller hole. And what I really think is cute is even if you just take a single Ziska bead like this, and I am loving these red Ziska cords, and just put it like that. So when you're not wearing it as a bead, you can wear it as a necklace.
Ooh, you should try that with the black and white bead.
Or
like
both.
The black and white polka dot one. And then,
wait, I could do this as well. So I could put this one here.
Yeah.
And then maybe this one.
Well, do you know the black and white polka dot one?
Do you think I should add that to it as well?
Well, I was thinking you could do that with one of the reds in the middle. So you could do, or like on the side, like do the darker red one.
This one? That dark red? Yeah. I just don't know if I like the dark red with the cord, but that's okay. We're going to see. And the answer is I do. I do like the dark red with the cord. So that's the other thing you can do with your Ziska beads, is as you get a collection, you can mix and match them there, so that you can add them as a necklace to your pieces.
Rhonda, as when you get to the black and white striped self pocket dress, could you try it on, please? Are you the self pocket or the sculptural tunic dress? Because I do believe the sculptural tunic did sell. I wonder if it sold to Rhonda. Lady Luck Boutique has joined. Hey, Kathy.
Which is the sculptural which is
the striped self pocket?
Okay, it's not that one.
I thought it was a sculptural tunic that I know that a customer purchased pre-live.
We have some beautiful sculptural tunics. So this one's a sculptural tunic.
Oh, that one. Yes, that one exactly.
This is the one.
Yes.
And it's a sculptural tunic. Is it the one that she was asking about? These colors would be great on you. This is very close to white. It's a pale, 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 pale cream. So pale, it's almost white. Woo. Too much fun.
I love this piece. Can you tell me the code for that piece?
Yeah. PR.
Yeah.
Shivali, I can't. I forgot to put on my contacts.
We're all forgetting things today. PRC 7979. Got it.
PRC 7979.
Yes, it is already sold.
This one?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was purchased with,
love these necklaces,
the red rosette pendant necklace.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
You could show the full look.
Yeah, so this was purchased today. Well, great choice.
Very sweet.
And then we do have the rosette earrings as well.
I wonder if she did purchase the earrings. She knows who I'm talking about. She did.
So there you go. You can have the whole set. And Ziska does have rings as well, guys. I haven't been buying them. And then somebody messaged me today and said, oh, if only they had rings. And I'm like, they do. So I'll see about getting those as well.
We're getting Ziskified.
We are getting Ziskified, but it's hard not to fall in love with them. Like, they're so interesting. They've got this great ethical story behind them. They're beautiful. They're versatile.
They're hand artisan
made. Like, you don't feel like you're buying some jewelry from the mall, right? Like, it actually feels special.
Oh yeah, furthest thing from buying mall jewelry. Yeah.
So this is a pretty one. Why is this not sold?
I think it's been hiding.
Is it? And it's active. I checked. There was one piece that you had listed that wasn't active.
Really?
Yeah. So it had been hiding for quite some time.
It was on the rack. You know, that last 2 days ago when I did stories, 2 of those pieces weren't online.
Yeah.
I created the stories and I was going to put them. That's why I couldn't tag them in the Instagram stories, is because they didn't have, the listings weren't active.
Yeah. How do we get by, ladies?
Black and white self pocket. Okay. There definitely is a black and white self pocket.
I don't know if you see it. Yeah, I don't see it yet. Let me know if you find the picture, Shafali.
Yeah. I would like the rose bead, said Lori, if possible.
And if we have it available, you should buy it. And if not, can somebody start a chat on the swap and sell? And I will order. I will order those and make sure that I get them in store.
Got it, Rhonda. Thank you. And Julie said rings.
Okay, ladies, I'll get the rings. Oh, this is perfect with this. So I haven't shown you this piece yet. So it's clear. It's kind of like an I Spy piece. And we do have matching. Do we have? Yes, these are the matching earrings that go with it. So these fun pieces here. Goes with that.
I'm happy, Christine. That was the one that actually it like was on the live, but it was never put in inventory because it got lost, and I guess it was never tagged good to go. So it's from months ago. Like,
which one was that?
It was the orange cardigan I had shown. Remember?
Yes. Oh, that one. Is it definitely here, Shafali?
Yeah, I had pulled it 100%. Okay, what if?
Can you check the?
What if hilariously?
No, it didn't. It's right here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say they pulled that one for the order instead of the sculpture.
So here it is here, and I would love to try it on. Thank you for the invitation. This dress is beautiful, though. Honestly, so soft. This is one of those buttery ones, and it's kind of like it's black, but because the fabric is so soft, it almost has like a velvety look to it. And then the other color in it is gray, which means you can put any jewelry with it. This is one of those ones where you get bag, necklace, and shoes. You go any way you want. You can go yellows, you can go reds, teals, blues, oranges, green. Basically anything.
Not pink.
Anything you want, because it is fully a neutral. How is this not sold?
Probably wasn't shown in a nice way, or we didn't have time to give it justice, and it got lost beneath all the pretty silks.
So hopefully we'll be able to show the actual Pepin pieces next week.
I think we'll be able to. I think
we should, because I should be able to get them tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll have lots more information next week as well.
We will.
And then maybe I'll pick a live collection that's inspired by the Pepin pieces.
I think that's a great idea, because there's only 10.
Yeah, something inspired by Regin's collection. And knowing him, he's probably picked a little curation for us.
Well, I told him what colors I wanted. We'll have to see what he gave us.
Oh, so exciting.
Yeah. So this is a self pocket dress. The background color is really, really, really close to white, but it's a very pale gray.
Super soft.
And very, very soft. I'll show you the back of it first. So it kind of has a bit of a zebra print on the back. And then the front has the other kinds of stripes, which would be very elongating, I'm guessing. Everything okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at our list that I had to send you of things. I love it.
Love it with the necklace. Love me a good red necklace at all times.
In the casket, red necklace.
I would. I would not hesitate.
You know, there's that video series that's like your last meal. This would be last outfit.
Honestly. Yeah, I just feel like you can't go wrong with black, red, white, and gray.
And you can add a bit of whimsy. A cat in the cage. What would you call this if it was a thematic like story?
The cat's escape.
The cat's escape. It's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a very good one. Jordy said, I was late today. What is this new collection coming in?
So the Pepin collection, we will have, I know, sorry.
No.
Right. The Pepin collection we will have in store. I'm picking it up tomorrow from the post office. And then hopefully we will have it fully taken pictures of, collection made, and everything by next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we'll have prices as well. We're working with an 80-year-old man. He doesn't really move at a pace.
Yeah, he's truly an artist, friend.
He is. He's an artist. And so what we're doing is we're doing a lot of going with the flow. And if I didn't have experience of having shopped from him for years and years and years. I maybe would not trust him, and he maybe wouldn't trust me either, because who am I to him? But I talked to him. I'm like, remember you showed me pictures of your daughter? And then he remembered that we had all of these conversations over the years, figured out who I was. But even then, when I was trying to get in touch with him at one point, he sent me a text message. He does not have iMessage or any kind of a texting app. He is not on Instagram at all.
It's literally Facebook Messenger.
He doesn't even have his own cell phone. He has his wife's cell phone. And his daughter is the one who has to do anything technological for him. He has
Either daughter, right?
Yeah. Well, the older one is off and away. She lives somewhere far away, but the 12-year-old helps him. And so like when he took me around the store visually, and I shared, did I share that video with them? I don't know if I did. Yeah. So we went around the store virtually, and his daughter was just holding the camera because he had no idea what he was doing. So I am also moving at his pace because I don't want to overwhelm him. But what happened is he messaged me, and then I wasn't looking at my regular messenger. I was looking at the business one, because that tends to be where I do all of my stuff. So I didn't reply to him for almost a week and a half. And then when I did reply to him, he thought that I was a fake because he'd been getting so many spam emails. And I'm like, no, it's me. It's just I was delayed for this reason, but don't worry, I'm back. I'm going to check now. I didn't even realize. And so then he says he needed to actually see my face before he would trust me. So then he had to get his daughter onto the line. And then I did a FaceTime with him. And as soon as he saw me, he goes, oh, good, it's you. I thought you were another one of those people who are like phishing or scamming on Facebook. I'm like, no, it's me. It's me. Don't worry. So this is what we're working with, ladies. It's not that we haven't asked the questions. We're going with the flow. This is what it's like working with a true artisan. Truly an artisan.
Artiste.
Love this with it.
Rhonda says, thank you, Priya. I bought that piece.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Together.
This is beautiful too. I feel like I'd like a lighter color with this. But we don't really have one. Oh, silver. Where's the silver one?
I can go get the silver short one.
Yes. No, the silver long one.
You want the long? I did like it with the short.
The rosette one, the silver rosette, which is as close to white as you're going to get.
I have a couple of options for you.
This is a sculptural tunic dress. It has pockets. Oh, love it. Perfect. Okay, so while we're talking about Rhonda purchasing something, let's do a little segue into tariffs, shall we? So today, an announcement came out, and there was a moment of pure joy in the room when SCOTUS, and I did not used to know what that stood for, decided that Trump's tariffs on the basis of stopping fentanyl from arriving in his country was, can't say that word, that F drug into the country was actually an abuse of power. And so they said he could no longer impose those tariffs. So of course I'm like, woo! And then I read this other post in another reputable magazine or newspaper that said that Trump has decided that he is now going to apply a 10% tariff across the board, which made sense to me because I'm thinking, okay, so all the tariffs that he applied are no longer valid. So while he gets his act together, he is going to, for 150 days, apply 10% tariffs. But no, friends, alas, that is not true. What he has decided is he's going to keep the existing tariffs and add an additional 10% onto everybody for 150 days. And what he said was, it's so great that SCOTUS told me what I can't do because now I know what I can do. And that's what I'm going to do. So then he was asked, well, what about all those deals you reached with countries? Is this going to change any of those deals? He was vague. So my head is spinning. I cannot keep up with this. I don't know how people who are far more important than I am are keeping up with this. It's bananas. We are officially in the realm of bananas. It's bananas.
It's only bananas now?
Well, I like to think that if there's a decision, like, we stick with it.
No, why would we do that?
All those poor minions who are trying to like code it on computers so that
that's why they're losing their minds.
So then the thing is that all of these people need to So if the tariffs are illegal, then the question comes in, what about all those businesses
Wow.
who paid tariffs? Those tariffs are going to have to get paid back. But those tariffs have already been passed on to the consumer. So let's say Costco paid $1 billion in tariffs. They increased the prices and added that $1 billion to their customers. Now, if they get reimbursed for the tariffs, maybe they'll get $1 billion back. But then how do their customers get the $1 billion back? So I don't know. It is a nightmare. And I guess that's the part of it where I'm thinking, did they not think that this was the ensuing nightmare?
I mean, he is not educated enough, and he's purposefully surrounded himself with people who are also not educated enough and don't really care. And as Corey has perfectly put, he also said he has the power to economically cripple any country he wants to.
To do what?
To economically cripple
Oh my God.
any country he wants to.
Yeah, well, enjoy that while it lasts, Mr. Trump, because the rest of us are getting a little tired of your antics.
And Lori said, "What a gorgeous dress." And I agree.
It's such a gorgeous dress.
It's
I'm
so
glad you
soft.
liked it. It is so soft.
And Rhonda just said, "Bananas."
Bananas. It's bananas. This is beautiful too. So this one is a very soft silk. It's a georgette. Again, you're looking at red and black. And then this third color here is a pale pink.
It's a wabi.
Oh, is it a wabi-sabi piece?
It is a wabi-sabi piece.
That.
And I wanted to comment on Julie, who said, "I love everything tonight. It's so my style." Thank you, Julie.
Great. I think we do end up kind of getting into that realm of, outside of the box pieces. And we forget that it's always nice to buy an inside of the box beautiful piece that you know is going to fit into your wardrobe.
Well, as Hannah said, your middle daughter, 2026.
Yes, it's the year of being classy.
And you even wrote a blog post about that today, didn't you?
I did. I actually did write a blog post about it. So as some of you may remember from last week, I'll show you this bead. I was talking about how I had seen this post. I did share it on the stories after last week's live. It was this woman who had said the world is slowly losing its color. And her reference was to clothing. And she was probably an Indian influencer. And she was talking about how Indian weddings used to be such colorful affairs. And now all the brides and all the people in the wedding party are wearing a very fashionable white or cream, which is so sacrilegious. It would be like the bride wearing black, which is perfectly fine, but certainly outside of tradition.
That would be wearing in my culture, color to a Buddhist temple. That is everyone looks at you and is going, "Who the hell
because
are you?"
It has religious significance. And wearing red as a bride has a religious significance that has to do with fertility. But I guess that doesn't matter anymore. That was all an aside.
Because of my Instagram story.
So, what about my story? And what if I don't look good in red? But her point was that we seem to be moving out of a world where people embrace color and find joy in color and stick to these neutrals. So I brought it up during the live. And I just said, what is it that stops us? We appreciate flowers, but, when it comes to actually decking ourselves out or our homes out in color, we shy away. And I think that I made some very off the cuff kind of comments about, let's take up space again. Let's wear color. And that was based on a false premise that people all wanted to dress in color, but were not because they felt like society was reining them in. And while I did get some emails saying, couldn't agree with you more, color was not my life before, it's definitely becoming my life now. I also got emails saying, I do realize I could wear color. I consciously choose to wear these more neutral colors or more sophisticated colors for various reasons. Sometimes it's job related. Sometimes it's just what I love. I love flowers and I love neutral colors. And it really got me thinking that I did kind of throw out there a controversial opinion. So during my blog, and you can read the blog if you get emails, I sent it out in the newsletter, it's also going to be appearing on Sunday, is that really it's about, and this is kind of obvious, but it's not about wearing color. It's knowing that you can if you want to. That's really what I feel like it comes down to. And one of the things that I have realized is that my brain is filled with unnecessary baggage and beliefs from my childhood that I really have rarely had an opportunity to reconsider the validity of. So, and I think I brought that up last week when I was talking about Shefali and women not dressing, young girls not dressing kind of revealingly in front of, uncles, right? Like, because my husband would be considered an uncle for Shefali. And
he's a major uncle.
He's an uncle.
Classic uncle.
So, and then I was thinking you know what? That doesn't actually make sense. That's not true. That's just a belief that I hold. And it actually doesn't do my husband credit of being a mature, responsible adult who understands what is and is not okay. And that we hold a lot of these beliefs without ever checking them. And I think what I really hope, if anything gets taken out of that conversation from last week, it would be that when you feel like you can or cannot do something or should not do something, check the belief that backs it up. Is it because people will talk? Okay. Is that a belief you still want to stand behind? Is it because you feel safer or stronger or more powerful in other colors? Yeah, that's great. That's your belief, and it's a good one. It works for you. So I think I really did realize that, and this is what I wrote in the blog, it is not a black and white issue when it comes to dressing in color.
Maybe there's a bit of red in there too.
Maybe there's a bit of red in there. Yeah, but I do wish with my whole heart that if you love color and you want to feel like a flower, you should. Because as Margot always says, life is not a dress rehearsal. And if that does bring you joy, do it. If wearing neutrals, wearing these colors bring you joy, do it. But don't let what other people think stop you. Because who are they anyway, really? But then, it also got me thinking too, that in a world where we have so many battles to fight, in our relationships with our children, in our primary relationships with our partners, in our workplaces, politically, do we really need to add one more battle in? And yes, and I want to wear this color and you're going to have to be okay with it. Sometimes you got to pick your battles.
I think this is a yes and situation. And I also feel like, it is very generational, which we'll talk about in a second. I just wanted to quickly read some comments.
Sure.
So your dad, on the ball as usual, has said, Trump said additional 10% tariffs will not apply to India. India will be on agreed upon 18% when.
Oh, that's so great, because nobody knew whether he was going to honor that or not.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And Dale asks, when does the March sneak peek show up online?
So that's a great question. I think it's next weekend.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. It goes online 2 weeks before the sneak peek date. And then there's a week of stories and things kind of teasing it. And then the week before is the one where we do all of our the unboxing videos are going to be coming up. And then the final week before the sneak peek is when we actually do the Tuesday and the Friday and then the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So soon.
And Jordy says, I love what you said about classy, that it's not about choosing this or choosing that example of bright colors, but about knowing why you choose them and when to choose them.
Yeah.
And Lisa says, hello, I'm late per usual. And Heather says, you are an influencer.
I guess I'm an influencer. Who knew? Certainly not me. Guys, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. All I can tell you is some of the stuff I've learned along the way, and I'm still growing and learning. So I could contradict myself.
She had her first influencer apology, guys. It was about being
cancel me. But I did actually, it really felt triggering for me in a way that gave me the opportunity to learn and grow, because I too do not like conflict. So as I just want everybody to be happy around me all the time. And for not that they're not allowed to have moods, but I don't want to be the cause of anyone's unhappiness. And so I just keep wanting to encourage you guys, do what it takes to be happy. Feel like you are free to make your choices that bring you joy in the limited ways that we have in this life to bring ourselves joy. And I never want anyone to feel like their choices are worse than or not enough. Your choices for who you are, where you are exactly perfect. But if you notice that you're denying yourself something that you love, maybe consider your belief. Yeah. And whether it's still valid.
I agree.
Because they change.
Dude, I agree with that. And it was interesting to even see that, because I actually read the email as well, Heather, and that some of the ladies have sent. And because Priya was like, oh my gosh, Polly, I think I said something really bad. And I was like, no, Priya, they're not saying anything bad.
No, and I was fully triggered, and I sat with it for a bit. And I'm like, okay, which childhood memory is this bringing up? that I am bringing so much emotion to what is the kindest expression of a differing opinion, which I always hold space for. I'm like, I got to have a talk with that little inner child and say, calm down. It's okay. You are not a child and you are surrounded by people who love and care.
Yeah, and I love what you all said. It was all about how, like, every email we got and every message we got was about how it made them really reflect on why they made certain decisions.
Yes.
I think that's always really important to remind ourselves, is asking ourselves why we do things. What's the reason? If the reason is that you don't know, maybe ask yourself why you don't know, why it hasn't been.
But sometimes it's just not on your radar.
Yeah,
right? But sometimes it's a question you don't even, like, you might say, well, I can't show my arms. And then somebody will say, but why? And you'll look at your arms and go, oh yeah, actually, that's such a good question. I only have two. They've served me well so far. Maybe this is something I want to
show the world, that my arms work as well.
Yeah, they've held babies. They've hugged people I love. And they don't look the way they looked 20 years ago. Neither does the rest of me. Do I need to hide them? Well, if I want to, I can. But do I need to? I don't know.
No.
That's a belief.
And a couple comments. Rhonda said, colors are worth trying out, if nothing else, to feel a bit free sometimes.
Yeah, just sometimes. Just that little bit of freedom in a world that can be very limiting and defining.
Yeah. And Jackie said, what I love about sariKNOTsari is that I've been able to add so many new colors to my wardrobe that was usually stuck with red and black.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the opposite lie for Jackie. She's like, something I once loved. I love this side slit top. I just have to say, guys, I always look at it. I don't know how it hasn't sold, because it's a wabi-sabi piece. It looks perfect with a simple black camisole underneath and a pair of pants. Now, if that isn't the epitome of classy, I don't know what is.
It's kind of the epitome of classy, guys. And then I would go with this necklace.
Well, aren't you just the classiest lady?
That's why I, like, literally, when I used to go to New York, this is what I would take. All black, red, white, gray.
Is this how you got into the Waverly?
I was wearing a German-made little fit and flare black dress that was very, very cute. But I think I would have gotten into the Waverly anyway.
One of these.
Yeah. I think that maybe there's a lot more hype about getting into the Waverly Inn than there is actually. Like, it's not that hard.
You know, what's funny is I actually take that story as inspiration to wear my nice jacket to get into things and get things.
It's true.
Yeah, it works.
And then Shefali and I went to go look at art the other day. She found this person on Facebook Marketplace who's, I guess, his mom and his dad were both kind of in the art field. His dad,
antique scene.
Yeah. So his dad owned a gallery in Yorkville, which, for those of you who don't know, is a very expensive area in Toronto. And his mother owned a really high-end antique store. And I guess they both passed. So he was selling all of their stuff. So Shefali was like, oh, I'm going to wear my really expensive jacket. I'm like, no, wear your workout clothes. You, in a situation like this, you don't want anyone to know what you're worth.
Yeah.
The price will go up, friend.
Yes. And he was really great about it. Honestly, he was just so excited to see two people who were so interested and also knew so much about certain things.
Yeah.
For example, he never knew about anything related to the furniture or the antiques. But
yeah, I actually knew more about the furniture than he did from my days of being an antique store, having an antique store,
of physically being an antique store.
So yeah, that was fun. If anybody wants to know, he's on Facebook. We can give you his name. But that's where I got that painting that you may have seen in today's stories, which I refer to as just the two of us, because it's, two people against the world, chaos everywhere. They're still having fun. There's lots of color. It's kind of exciting. It's fun.
And also it's a little unhinged as well.
It is a little unhinged. And I do like my art a little unhinged.
Yeah. Love me a good Vladimir Cobb. And the story he told about the art dealer as well was very interesting, that Vladimir Cobb's representative was some shady guy who may or may not have worked for the mafia, and that they had to meet him in some really small, like, hut or something and get all these pieces.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's how we spent our family day.
Yeah.
These disco beads are too beautiful. And this is what I meant by having the black necklace. Right? Because if you have the black pants, the black necklace, you can put anything in between.
Oh, Corey, I had sent a message saying, I believe it is March 8th, and it literally didn't send. But yes, I believe that the March release is on March 8th.
Yes, and it is now, if you go to the website, I've created a scrolling banner that has that information.
Nice.
The next 3, in fact.
Oh.
March, April,
March, April, May?
I think March, April, May.
March, April, May. Jackie says, what I love about Sorry Not Sorry is that I've been able to add so many new pieces. Oh, I've already said that.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm like, oh.
And we're gonna just move past that. And then Jordy said, this is such a wise group of women. We learn and grow from each other so much. Yeah. And Jackie said, no, these are my colors, Shafali. Noted, Jackie. And Jackie said, what a wild painting.
It's a wild painting. It really is. So my previous home was from the 1930s. It had a lot of pine in it, but it was quite old, Georgian style. And this one is from the 1970s. So it's got kind of that brutalist architecture. If you look at it from the front of the house, it's got a bit of like harvest. The brick looks like something harvesty. And then it's got wheat sheaths all around. But then the rest of the landscape doesn't quite fit because I think whoever was landscaping was like, I don't really know what they were doing in the 70s. And the windows on the front of the house are kind of lopsided. They are not symmetrical at all. But the inside of the house is very 70s. And I thought that picture was so mid-century modern, even though it's actually from the 90s, isn't it?
Which one?
The blue one that I have.
The Vladiminkov? Yeah, yes. It's the 90s.
I am so impressed that you remember these names.
The Vladiminkov, yeah.
How?
Because of the story.
Vladiminkov. And what was the one that you got?
The Chemyakin.
Literally, I could write these on my head and I would still not remember them the next day.
I was very good at history. So Mikhail Chemyakin, I got 2 of his pictures from when they did an exhibition. He did an exhibition at this guy's father's place. And there was a very sweet photo of him and Chemyakin. And Chemyakin from Soviet Russia left because he was actually institutionalized in Soviet Russia for having ideals that did not align with Soviet values.
Wow.
But he had this very sweet picture with this man we met when this man was, I think, in his 20s or 30s, and he's got this beautiful little flower cooling out of his pocket, and his hair is all tied back. If he was a younger today, he would be what they call a little twink for.
That's funny.
But what was really interesting to hear about was kind of the nature of, his art was very whimsical. So every single painting that was done in this collection was like a caricature of like, it
was like, you know what it was like? And we'll definitely show pictures to you. It was like Lewis Carroll's Beyond the Looking Glass on drugs, which he probably was also, but it was worse, higher, stronger drugs.
Higher, stronger.
Soviet
drugs.
Soviet drugs. Yeah.
Debbie says, my first Ziska purchase was a black with clear center. I get so many compliments on.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah, I'm kind of a bit addicted to the Ziska myself now. I have some pieces that aren't Ziska, and I'm like, these ones just don't feel as cute as they did before. So they will be getting rehomed. So that's when the team at Sorry Not Sorry goes, really? You're getting rid of that? Really?
That's what I'm hearing. My ear just perks up like a cat. Rhonda said, that being said, some people do best with delicate shades, colors, so maybe they're feeling overwhelmed by what they think it means to wear colors.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it doesn't actually have to be bright. I think a really good example is Morag. Morag wears tutti frutti colors, and they look amazing on her. And then there are people who, like Gabriella, who wears the warm autumn. They are not bright colors at all. They're quite muted. And they're colors that you just don't find everywhere. And they look stunning on her. But they are color. Like there's shades of turquoise, shades of coral, shades of green. They're not black and gray. But she has access to those colors through Sorry Not Sorry, and normally she wouldn't.
Yeah, and it's interesting to even see the way she has kind of, stuck to what's true to her, but also given herself opportunities to explore different things.
Yeah.
And I think that with coming in to do dress up, like when she comes in with her husband, they have a whole little fun time. They bring their dog. It's really sweet.
It's really sweet. They always bring us snacks. Yes. And also shout out to you, Gail. That was the best macaron I've ever
Gail.
had.
You have to let us know where those were from because
none of us will eat anything other than that now.
I'm not eating another macaron ever again,
except that
even
one.
In Paris. But what's really cool is to see even when Gabriella is in the store trying stuff, she will try on pieces that are not in her color scheme, but just for the hell of it, just to kind of
have fun.
Yeah. Sweet.
So yeah, I put a white bead there and then the white necklace so that if I wanted to take this darker piece into summer, I could pair it with pale gray or white on the bottom. And then it's still, I mean, it is a very light summery piece, different shades of gray. And then it is pretty much the same shade of red all the way through.
Jackie asks, side tie tunics, are they in the next sneak peek? I hope so.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think long tunics with
I
side
think-
ties are.
Yes, they are.
And Corey says, I love bright colors and bold prints. Never wore that though when I worked.
Yeah. Heather Ward.
Corey.
Oh, Corey. Why did I think I heard you say Heather? Corey, those colors look so great on you. And you were in an administrative position. I think when you're dealing with kids, sometimes you have to
You gotta look authoritative.
a little bit.
Authoritative, yeah.
So this reminds me of a story because as you know, I was a high school teacher and till I retired. And there was this, so I had to walk past this shop area on my way into the school every day. And I taught a special program that was for kids who had like behavioral issues or communication issues. It was a spec ed class. And so inevitably what happens if that group of students are allowed to get frustrated, right? Where they really feel like they have no other choice but to act out because they're so frustrated and nobody gets it. Then once they come to us, it takes us a while to kind of show them, no, we get it. We know you're not lying. We know that you're trying. We know that it's not working for you. We're going to try to find other ways to help you achieve what you want to achieve. But when they first come in, they don't trust us yet. So anyways, me being high school fashionable teacher, I was wearing these tall black boots, and then they were like Mongolian shearling leg warmers on top of the boots, and I was wearing like a little short dress and tights. And so it was like boot to here, and then I put the leg warmer over the boot. So it was almost like fur was kind of draping down.
It's a cute look.
It was cute. It was so cute. And as I'm walking down the hall, minding my own business, I hear this kid from outside this shop classroom go, "Nice boots, bitch." Oh my God. And so I'm like, hey. And so I said, "Are you in this blah, blah, blah program?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I'm your teacher next year. Nice to meet you. I'm Mrs. Mohan." And the guy was terrified. He spoke to his teacher who was running like kind of the in-between program. And he was like, "I can't continue this program next year. I just met the teacher. This is what I said." Anyways, we ended up being really close, me and that kid. But that can happen. If in the wrong environment, you are wearing statement-y pieces, it changes the conversation.
Damn.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But you know what? Like, I've also been in situations where I have been put in a position where, regardless of what I'm wearing, people are paying attention to me and making comments. So I make it my effort to actually be a part of that conversation when I'm put in those conversations and say, "Hey there, so what made you think that this was okay? And maybe you need to know who I am so that you don't do this again."
So true. Yeah.
They do end up, even if it's not what they would consider respect, as long as they're not saying anything and glaring at me silently and I can smile and go like this, that's all that
Bullies
matters.
don't really want to be confronted, right?
No.
So as soon as you do, it certainly takes the wind out of their sails. But this is what I meant when I said, sometimes we have to choose the battles we're going to fight. Do I need to go into a classroom, help these kids overcome all of their social anxiety because they haven't been understood for so many years? And then also say, and additionally, you have to wrap your head around the way I dress and develop a whole new set of beliefs around who deserves your respect. Let me fight that battle second semester. This semester, I will not give you anything else new to figure out except your education. So yeah, you do have to make a choice sometimes.
Jane said, "I love color, but honestly only wore black, white, and some colors that were neutral. I love orange and yellow and all the blues, love flowers and birds. So I've now dressed truly for me."
That's really nice.
And Jacqueline Webster says, "My daughter-in-law got some gluten-free macarons for me last weekend. They were so good."
Yeah, because they're made out of almond flour, right? So they should be gluten-free.
Yeah,
I guess except for the cream. I don't know what's in the cream.
The cream might not be gluten-free specifically. And Corey said, yes, I always wore a suit in the typical colors.
Yeah.
And Jane said, sariKNOTsari changed, sariKNOTsari changed what,
This
Excuse me,
was a
guys.
tunic length caftan with slits, by the way.
Sorry, Jane. I figured out how to say it now. Sorry, not sorry. Changed the way I was always wearing scrubs when I worked front line, then suits when I went into administration. Now I am choosing to live my best life in color, and I know that because she teaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think she teaches at the post-secondary level.
She does.
Right?
She does. She still teaches nursing.
Yeah.
But I think what's really nice is that she can now dress herself and talk about things because, you know, she's just an educator. She's an educator to people who are looking to her knowledge and her information.
Yes, who have already matured substantially.
Yes, exactly.
And are able to hold space for new ideas.
Yeah.
I kind of love this top. If you are looking for a very, very basic t-shirt type top, this is a side slit top in a sheer Georgette. The background color is black. The flowers on it are a very pale gray, and it's got a polka dot as well as a floral. This basically serves like your summer and winter black t-shirt.
Yeah.
So
Classic.
you can put this on with reds, like I said before, if you were to wear this top with these pants, you could go any which way with accessories: greens, blues, pinks, oranges, purples, yellows, anything you want, because there are no other colors in this top. It's a really great basic.
Corey says she loves that story.
I know. That was so funny.
And Claire says choosing the right battles is definitely 100% a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a skill I've had to learn over the years.
It's a lot. It takes a lot of emotional labor to be the person in the room who's changing the rules, right? You have to be extra strong. Isn't that how it is in bicycling? The person who's at the front of the pack takes all the brunt of the win, and then all the rest of them get the benefit of the draft being cut.
Yeah.
If you are the person who's saying, hey, I'm changing the rules, it's going to be a lot harder for you than for all the people who come after. So yeah, I don't think it has to be you. You know what your capacity is at right now for adding additional things onto your plate. I am at a point in my life where I have all the space in the world. And if somebody wants to have a conversation with me, I'm going to sit down and say, let's have a coffee and chat. I don't know that was me 15 years ago. Didn't even have the time. I'm like, I just need to get through a day and get my stuff done. I don't have time for any nonsense. I have lots of time for nonsense now.
So now I seek nonsense.
I seek out the nonsense.
Jordy says it's like a butterfly era. Look one way and then eventually emerge in completely different colors, whether they be bright or muted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very true.
It is true.
And I think that we were even talking about that as well, about how, you know, women are now, they're kind of put in a position where they're not sure which battles they have to take, but they do feel like they have to take battles because life, or like, you know, the way our society is going, is kind of forcing them to
you can't just trust that everything is going to be okay. We are getting to the point where we need to fight for our value, fight to be seen. And you know, when we all first started reading and watching The Handmaid's Tale, like I read The Handmaid's Tale in third year university when it had just come out and wrote an essay about it. And it was such a dystopian future that could never possibly happen. It was a good read. It was interesting. But how could that ever happen? Now, cut to 25 years later, there's a TV series about it. Everyone is like, I recognize that. And you've got that rise of the Christian, what is it called? The Christian fundamentalists and trad wives. And which brings me up to why women aren't getting married. Can you remind me of that?
Yeah, that was why I actually.
Yeah. So you're really seeing all of that coming up again now. And it almost it's as if we have to say, you know, nope, I understand that that's how you want to perceive me, but I will not be perceived that way. I'm actually something different. This is cute, eh? This bolero. So this would be a great way, like Kathy from Lady Luck Boutique was saying, if you have just a really basic black outfit and you're looking to jazz it up, you don't really want to buy a whole new wardrobe, but you're like, it's a good serviceable dress, I just want to amp it up, a bolero is a great way to go. So because the sleeves are elasticated, you will be able to eat your food without getting your sleeves kind of in your food. The sleeves have been loosened. There was one point where they were tighter, but they're not tight anymore.
Yeah.
And this one is just red and black.
Classy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So women getting married anymore.
I read this article, and it actually, there was a post. This is so sweet. So this is a Monday, Tuesday top. On the one side, you have mostly the black and gray and red. And on this side, you have more of stripy. Here.
There are so many nice wabi-sabi black, white, and red, white in quotations, red pieces in the racks. Like the wabi-sabi racks are some of the nicest.
We really do
of
have
this
so
color
many
scheme.
great pieces. So there was this post that somebody had posted, because I guess there was a conversation going on about, how come young women these days don't want to have kids? And so this man had said, it's not just the young women, first of all, it's more than just the young women. And it's because we economically can't afford to. If I have one child, it's going to cost me this much for daycare and this much for this and this much for that and education and everything else. And with the amount of money that I make now, I cannot ensure that my child will have what they need in life. So if I have one, maybe. If I have two, not a chance. So I guess he put that out there, and a bunch of people jumped down his throat. And it was interesting for me to read, because there were a number of reasons why women nowadays are choosing not to have children. I think we should let the ladies guess. I feel like we should be doing one of those Family Feud things where survey says. So why don't you pop down a reason why you think a number of young women today are choosing not to have children, and not the financial reason? Because apparently there's so many others.
There's so many.
Many.
I can think of so many, just even with knowing the men in my life and saying to myself, I'm really lucky that I am not attracted to this guy, or that I don't want to be with this guy, or that I've broken up with this guy. Because I just can't imagine having a kid with them and then being stuck with them.
Being stuck with two children. Two children for the price of one.
And also, having to do it alone, because I don't want to be stuck with two children, and I just want the one that I actually bore out of my body.
So what do the ladies think? Why are ladies
I think they're still commenting. As we know, there was a bit of a
lag.
What's one reason you would think, Priya?
Okay, what I have heard from a lot of women is fear of climate change.
Yeah.
That they know they're going to fall in love with their children, and then they will have to watch their children suffer through whatever the consequences are of us not taking climate action right now. Shout out to you, Trump, who is doing the worst job in the world.
And Doug Ford as well.
But Trump he's on the global scene. I mean, what Doug Ford is doing is wrong, but he's not running around carrying a banner saying, do what I do because I'm a big guy.
But Trump inspires people like Doug Ford to do that.
Yeah, very true.
And that happens locally, right? That happens tangibly to us as people.
Yeah, no, it's true. Very true. Have the ladies thought of any reasons yet?
There's a few. Cheryl says, and this is actually something that Jennifer Warren on Instagram says as well, reason to not have kids, the world is burning up. Exactly what you said. What kind of future is that? Actual reason from a friend of mine. Yeah. My daughter's question is that it's an ethical choice to bring a child into a world that's literally on fire.
Yeah.
Marilyn said the world is too crazy right now. Kim says, I watched a TV show that did the segment on this. They interviewed women and they like their independence as people.
That was one of the things that women now more than ever have to decide not to have children is socially acceptable in a way that it has never been socially acceptable.
True.
And they have the tools, medically speaking, to avoid having children. So for the first time ever, there actually feels like there's a choice.
Yeah.
So that was a bingo right there.
Yeah. And Jordy says, not having a village of support, ?
Yes, that was another one. That's absolutely that we don't live where there's a village of people to help you raise your child. You're out there trying to do it yourself. And the level of parenting that is acceptable these days is so much more intense than what our parents did. They talked about how 50 years ago, you had your kids and then you sent them out in the morning and you saw them at the end of day. You certainly didn't help them with their homework, helicopter over them while they were outside, kiss every scraped knee, teach them about emotional regulation. You didn't do any of that. You popped them out, you set them free. So nowadays we're actually being mindful about having a child, where you're like, I am going to have to grow as a human being and then teach my child the skills to be emotionally regulated, which means I'm going to have to be emotionally regulated, is a huge responsibility to undertake. And I'm not prepared to raise my children any other way. And there's no help doing it. So the village one was another one. Mm-hmm. Any other ones?
For now, no.
Huh. Okay, what else was on that list? There was the shortage of good men. That was definitely one on the list, that women feel that there just aren't enough mature men to help them along the journey.
There aren't. And I fully blame this is society and also their parents for that.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to deal with that firsthand too many times. And I've actually met a lot of you ladies in store, and you told me about how your daughters have dealt with the same issues.
Yeah.
And, it makes me feel less lonely, but it also makes me feel
a little hopeless
for all of us.
But there are good ones out there. They really are. It's a matter of finding them. And maybe there are fewer to find. I don't know.
I think that there is not a lot of, as I've heard a lot of men say, who are not bad men. They're just men that say, why would I change how I live my life and what I do if no one's watching? And it's the choice of if. There is no desire to want to change themselves for the sake of improving themselves. And, I will say that patriarchy, is the worst inhibition on men to themselves. Like, it actually affects them worse off, because they're not able to actually see what's real change versus what's just another step into patriarchy.
We will get into that patriarchy discussion. Let's put a pin in that one. What I was going to also say is one of the other reasons was for women not to have children is they now have a very full and complete awareness of what a pregnancy does to your body.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to manage the hormones, how sleep deprived you get, how you'll get depression at the end of it, how the actual birthing itself could risk your life. And they're like, well, why would I take those chances? Like, I am not prepared. I wouldn't take that risk in any other area of my life. Why would I take it in this area? And they said that there was a time where people were in survival mode and they never thought about that. They're just like, time to have kids. And then like, oh, I almost died, which would happen to me. And then you're like, time to have another. You don't even stop and think about it. And these young ladies are intelligent and they're stopping to think about it. And they have the space to think about it. So that was one of the other reasons. This one's really soft too, guys. Lovely paisley. Now, this one is a long tunic with side ties. I'm wearing it round neck to the front. You can always flip it around and wear it the other way. So, shall we talk about the patriarchy?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I was asking Shefali the other day, because as you know, as I was wandering around and doing some thinking, I thought, how would the world be different? Of course, this must have been Epstein related, because the more I hear about the Epstein stuff, and by the way, I have my fingers crossed that now that Prince Andrew has been charged, that they're going to go through his stuff. And when they go through his stuff, they're going to find damning evidence on so many people. And then one by one, these men are going to get pinged off. I'm looking forward to that. So then I was thinking, let's assume that happens and all of the men who were in charge of all of the things are suddenly no longer in charge. What would happen if women took their place? And instead of having a patriarchy, we actually had a matriarchy, because all the men were so busy doing bad things that they got themselves canceled or convicted.
Well, I'd like to think if we had, if we idealized it, that it would be a lot better. But I also think that a lot of women in that level of power also do succumb to the patriarchy.
Yeah.
But if we were to say that, they did that so that they could align with these men to get in these positions of power, and then, the wizard of matriarchy, the witch of matriarchy did a little spell and everything, snapped towards prioritizing, more fulfilling aspects of protecting the world, like in more matriarchal ways, right? not thinking about like such large prowess or expansion, but protection.
But protection.
Yeah.
My honest take on this, as much as it would be so much fun to be a hater, I actually think the best world would be a world where men and women ruled in a way that was respectful to each other and respectful to each other's ideas and beliefs. Because the more people you have bringing in ideas, the better it will be for everybody.
But that's ultimately what feminism was about. It's just about equality. Yeah.
And if the only way to achieve that is matriarchy, then I guess. But I would like to think it would be possible just with everybody doing the right thing, naive me said naive little me. So this is not a match set. I'm wearing the softest cardigan. It's a red, but it's a very muted red. It's almost like a brick red, maybe slightly orange. This other color in here is a very pale pink. And then the black even looks really, really gray, but you can see it's got a jacquard weave in it. So it's got a bit of a texture there.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So I am waiting to see something crumble as a result of all of these files, because I'm just not happy with it.
Yeah. It's very shocking, damning.
Yeah.
Looking at the news is like looking into a house of horrors in the worst way possible.
Is it really? It's the fun house of horrors. It's not. No, it's the Twilight Zone house of horrors. There's no exit.
It's the SVU on Soviet Union drugs. You know, like it is so bad.
I'm gonna try doing
the hacks that Gail did.
Yeah. So was it this? I think it was. Okay, guys, I'm gonna try Gail's hack. So this is a kimono sleeve jacket. It is extremely soft. It's red and then that same flesh tone, multiple shades of red and black. Now, this is how you do the hack. I think. I hope I got it right.
Gail's hack with Bria and Shafali.
Has anybody said anything?
No, not as of yet, unless I'm not getting
Okay, well, I have a conversation starter for you.
Okay.
So I read this post, and it was actually from a medical magazine. Like it was not just somebody having a good time. Okay. It was comparing the male orgasm to the female orgasm.
Oh God.
And what it feels like. And a number of men and women were questioned about what it feels like. And it sounds like women have the superior orgasm.
Oh, they 100% do. Like they do.
Yes.
They do.
And then they even had some trans women who had previously lived life as men who were now fully women.
Mm-hmm.
And they said the nature of their orgasms infinitely, infinitely better. Life-changing, lasting 3 to 4 minutes, not just one and done. And so the question that was asked in part of this article is, so why are men always out trying to have an orgasm if it's not even a great one? So I thought that was kind of interesting. So here we go. I did it, but I don't think I did it as well as Gail did it. So she did a lot of tucking through here and tucking through here. And then that has to go way up there. And I think I didn't do my bow as well. But it's really interesting. That was a question I had never heard answered. And in a time where there is actually a person who can say, yep, I've done both. Because that's not a thing that could have been said years and years and years ago.
You'd be surprised. I actually follow this woman who, she is a trans woman who has been living trans she's about 60 years old. But she's been living as a trans woman for about 40 of those years, I believe. So she medically transitioned in like the 80s, 90s. And she talked about like, you know, what it was like being a young trans woman in the streets of literally like Vancouver, you know, trying to survive, the people she knew that passed away,
Wow.
You know, because they either like couldn't survive the life or they died of AIDS or they, you know, lots of things. But she talks a lot about how she had to make things work because there weren't like hormone blockers or anything. There were just these little pills that your, you know, house mother would have, and then you'd steal them and take them because that was the only kind of pill they had for if you wanted to transition. And maybe you knew a doctor who knew somebody that did do this for ladies like you.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
it's
was in the
crazy.
50s?
That was in the 80s, like 70s, 80s.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I thought it was quite an interesting article. That was a question I had never asked myself. Yeah. Nice to know we win there.
Oh, we win at a lot of things. I feel like it's very unusual to see a lot. Like, there are men who really appreciate vivacity in life and culture, but a lot of society doesn't, promote that men enjoy life.
No, they don't give them the space to do it. They
No.
really, just like women wearing bright clothes, for a man to be well-rounded and appreciative of culture and sensitive, it's a battle. It's a battle you have to fight every day.
Yeah.
And it's not fair either. Equally unfair. This one's really soft. So this one I would say it's a pale pink. It looks like a white or a cream. It's not. It's an extremely pale pink. And it's actually two-tone. If you can see it, it's pale pink and beige. And then the rest is all red. Fun Monday, Tuesday here. So this side has these fun little circles, and then the other side we have the floral vines.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Love this pattern.
Really soft. And I believe it's jacquard. No, and then here comes another boxy top.
Here comes another. Show a boxy top.
You want me to try it on? Ladies, we're going to try one on. So this one's really fun. It is the same both front and back. It is a crepe silk. It's kind of got that same pinky tone, and then a deep red, like a Merlot or a wine color, and then black. Do the ladies have any comments?
No, they're just watching and enjoying away.
So Gord, my husband, he said, if you guys are gonna do the live, just try not to talk about all the stuff that nobody's interested in. So shout out to you, Gord. Is talking about the male orgasm interesting enough?
Goat's like, I've already switched off.
Yeah. I don't think I can watch this with a room full of women.
I don't know why you did that thing again where you talk about the government.
Yeah, nobody cares, Rhea. Nobody cares.
And then he's like, I don't know if this. He literally said that today. He's like, I don't know if this is a guy thing, but I don't really like it.
It gets so boring when you guys start talking. And I said, well, it's kind of not just a fashion show. That would be boring. That would be just women walking back and forth going,
oh my God, I love that. So,
very soft, ladies. So soft.
Pretty.
Unbelievably soft. It feels like suede.
Okay, so if we were just a fashion show, Priya, which talked, but just a fashion show, you have to show us exactly what you do with this piece.
A fashion. Oh, with this piece?
Or next piece.
Next piece. Okay. So, ladies.
Goat said no comment.
Safe. That was a very safe comment to make, Gord. Okay. So, ladies, here we have our versatile vest. As many of you know, the versatile vest is well liked because it's, guess what? Versatile.
Oh my God.
One of the easiest ways to wear your versatile vest is as a vest, and there's no thinking required.
Wow, I love
Off your arms through the holes and off you go. But wait, what if you decided that you didn't want your bum to be uncovered? Well, let me tell you, ladies, we have a solution for that. You would take this like this, and see how there's more fabric above the, whoops. Is there? Yes, more fabric above the armholes than below. What if we put that to the bottom? I hope that's right. And then when you put it on, it should cover your bum. Nope, this is the short side, ladies. The other side was the long side.
Priya, you're so silly.
It's so silly. But my favorite way to wear this piece would probably be to wear it this way, like a top. And because of the way that it's designed, you can either wear the gray in front or you can wear the red in front. Like that.
That was, dare I say, almost too educated of a fashion episode that it was not ditzy enough.
Not ditzy enough. I just needed to do more of this.
You need to go, oh my God, I love that. Tapered pants, flowy top, perfect for that Tuscan summer eve. And Priya is wearing this with her church.
You can do the color. I'll do the action. You describe it. Now Priya's going to try on. Go ahead.
Now Priya is going to try on another vest. Oh my God, love that. You have those gorgeous sparkles ready for any glitzy glamour. Oh, so you're going to Oliver's and Oakville's. This is the perfect piece for that. I just had like the greatest steak there. Oh my goodness, with my husband. Definitely.
Husband bought me a great steak from there because I can't afford my own steaks.
Imagine this with a pair of Louboutins and that next Birkin he's going to buy.
Please. I don't think I could keep that up. Me getting dressed is really very much about me and not about everybody else.
Said Shafali, you are a riot.
Yeah.
Marilyn is howling at home.
I don't know. There's something to be said for that whole fashion vibe. Feels like a lot of work. I just feel like if you love it, it brings you joy, it's comfortable, just do it.
Sometimes even, like, I watch a lot of fashion people. Sometimes even I want to slap them across the face and say,
get over it. Try this. Why do I feel like I did? I feel like I did.
No, in a similar fabric, there was a long tunic with side ties in that fabric.
Oh.
Marilyn says, we all love the different topics you discuss, so please don't stop, Priya. You are so funny.
Thank you. My husband needed to hear that, Marilyn. Much appreciated.
Jackie says, look at the superbly uncomfortable clothes men have to wear. Dull colors, so for individual choice in men's suits. I agree.
No, they don't get to have any fun. And then when they do have fun, their manhood gets questioned.
And then they get really insecure.
Yeah. No, they've got it pretty bad too. They really do. My husband is a middle brother and in a family of brothers. And the level of abuse that you get, like you're not man enough type abuse. How come you're not more manly? That's a lot. Like, I don't think women would say, how come you're not more feminine?
But you know, some women are like that, but I think it's because they try to upkeep the patriarchy of what is an acceptable woman in this society versus not, which is why we have pick-me girls, right? Like, those are girls. Pick-me girls are girls who try so hard to be a girl's girl, quote unquote, but they actually are just really, they're what men want women to be to each other. Competitive, disrespectful, always like trying to compete with one another for male gaze and attention and appreciation. And it's not about that, right? Like,
no, and that is changing.
Yeah.
It's really changing. Women are definitely starting to form their own communities and give each other confidence to stand up for what they believe in. This one is a one shoulder dress, and honestly, so soft, so unbelievably soft. Again, it's like velvet or suede. It's just unbelievable. So it's gray, it's that same pinky tone, and then we have two shades of red. One is burgundy and one is a deep red. There. What necklace would you pair with that, Shafali? The black one?
Excellent question. I think you can pair. Did you want a short necklace or a long necklace?
Oh, what about that short one that you bought?
The short tri-color one.
Yes.
Right to the desk.
Exactly. Lisa was wearing her necklace like this. I think it was today, and she shared a picture. It was the one with the 3 different colors.
That's sweet.
This one is also very sweet. I do like that together too.
Go perfect with a black and white Birkin.
Actually, I am not a big fan of short necklaces, and I kind of love this one.
That's cute.
I like how it's got the 3 sizes, so it's kind of asymmetrical.
And also, I think you like it better when it's close to the neckline like this.
That's sweet. But again, if you wanted to extend it, you can always take another Ziska necklace.
Jane, Goat would agree with you. She said, men's clothes are unfortunately very boring. And Goat would agree with that, because every time Priya brings him like a blue top or like a green top or something fun, he's like, ooh, that's really nice, Priya.
He loves it when he gets a little colorful top. Yeah. He does.
Oh, remember that green top that
the sweater we got from Noble Cashmere?
No. The sweater was nice. Remember that really bright green top, the golfing top that
that we got from the golf store. So apparently it's okay for men to wear bright colors if they're golfing.
Oh, right.
That's a men's rule.
Right.
Yes. Is that why so many men golf?
Yes, of course.
to wear the colors.
They're actually wearing colors and high heels because the heels keep them up from the ground so that they don't slip in the grass.
Who knows? That could be why.
It's like when French aristocratic men like wore really big like wigs and they had them all colorful and like bright suits and stuff because they wanted to be like really fashionable and fun. But it's the golfing version.
Okay. So I would like to pair this with something long over top. Shefali.
Oh, there is a matching bolero for it, but I guess you could pair it with a cardigan. I know that some ladies like to wear the maxi dress and cardigan together. So I would say pick a matching cardigan. This dress is really sweet. I like that it's so classic summer, you know? Like if you're somebody who is looking for that timeless, like French-esque feel.
Did I already do the bolero?
Yes, you did. You could do, you know, that black cardigan with the big flowers? The big flowers. Like it was kind of pinky orangey. No. Some Pete's to no.
But could I?
No.
Wrong reds?
Wrong reds.
Okay, first I want to find the matching bolero. I definitely had it at one point. Did I?
Yeah, you did. Sorry, I didn't know if you were asking. Yeah, that cardigan I was thinking would go nice.
Okay, we'll try. Really? It's got brown in it.
From a distance, because it has gray in it.
Mm.
Oh,
Shefali, I tend to agree with you most of the time, but I'm going to say
work.
no.
That's so sad.
9 times out of 10.
That one might be better.
Is this it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Yes.
Love all
this makes a great little set, especially if you have a wedding or an event coming up.
Lisa said, love that necklace. It's so comfy. That's brilliant, said Lisa. Margaret said, when women don't support each other, it's i.e. via cat fights or dissing someone else's style, the patriarchy wins. Women working together always wins.
Yeah.
Love all the discussion topics here. Just wish we were all together in the same room, having a tat, eating and drinking with silks. Of course.
Well, I hope we can do that. I hope we can all plan to get together. I know we've really limited it by having just one day. Shefali, okay, this is what happens when 3 of the people on your team are besties all of a sudden. If one of them wants to do something fun on a weekend in the summer, it automatically involves all 3. So that's why we have so few weekends available in July.
Yeah.
Because each one of the besties has a thing. So that's why the 18th is good. I really do hope that everybody can come down. And we'll be in our new store by then.
It'll be nice.
It's going to be so nice.
And that weekend is more free for all of us. Like even if, obviously, like there's no obligation for Alex and Rachel and Mira to spend the whole weekend. With like we can't expect them to do that unless they want to, but
I think they'll want to.
I'm totally down.
Kim said she'll be here the whole time. I'll be there the whole time.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to figure out what's going to happen. Oh, necklace. What necklace would you put with that?
Small, short. I would
cat.
You could do cat. Cat in the field. Cat amongst the flowers.
I don't like it with the cat.
I think it should be less intense. I would do Ziska necklace collection.
Okay, I will try Ziska. What about this though?
That's better
because it's got the gray in it.
Yeah. It's Lisa, we're thinking July 18th. They've suggested July 25th, but unfortunately
Shefali has an event that she cannot move.
No.
Is that the anniversary of Club Closet?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I booked it like 7 months in advance.
Yeah. So unfortunately that date isn't going to work. And then the 11th, which is another day, is Mira's birthday, which you would think would just be a one-day thing, but it's not.
No.
Mira's birthday lasts 7 to 10 days, generally encompasses 2 weekends. And her besties are on the team. So, yeah. So we can all thank Mira and her birthday for that. What time is it? It's got to be getting close.
It's 9:39.
Oh my gosh, look at this. We've got so much time. Maybe I will take a minute to show the underpinnings.
Yes, you should.
Okay. So we've been showing you a lot of black and red silks with white and gray. We also wanted to show you some of the underpinnings we have if you're looking for something to pair under these beautiful pieces. Actually, Sorry, the Joanna jumpsuit is on that list as well. Do we have any Joannas there?
I put the Joanna there.
Oh, perfect. So we still have some Joanna jumpsuits from last year, and I'm going to try one on over top of my linen because I forgot to put on my shorts. But I do want you to see it. I don't know where it is. Okay.
The hanger?
Yeah. Oh,
So it's probably here. Okay.
okay. Yeah, so I said to Shefali, I'm like, all the colors are the same. We can't talk about colors. What are we going to talk about? So we literally put together a list of conversation topics. I think we've hit most of them.
We actually hit all of them.
Did we?
Yeah.
I do have to show some other pieces first. Look at this one. How much fun is this? I do love me some polka dots.
Maybe you should do a transition change and try that on with the red Ruselia.
I can do that. I will have to leave the room.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you're just going to have to chat for a moment as I make this happen.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
Okay. So, do we want to do Ruselia or do we want to do lipstick?
Ruselia. I'm going to show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to show. It's my turn. We're doing a coup. We're doing it's a political uprising. So guys, I am quickly going to show you, as I've shown in some of the stories, this is the small of the Landon pant. I'm just wearing it with a poncho. Don't mind my hair. I just washed it with my classic Belgian key necklace and a tank top. But I am loving the Landon pants as a casual pant. Yes, you can wear them in silks. This is how they look. I'm wearing the small because they tend to really stretch. When you first put these on, they're actually quite tight. And then I literally have just worn them twice and they're already super lengthy. Yoga, waistband.
Pockets.
Yes, pockets.
We have them in red as well.
Yeah.
To fit with today's theme.
Super comfortable, super nice. You can fold them over as well. Great piece overall. And I did eat lots of Indian food before this, so it fits.
So Gord my husband, has COVID. So I have been forcing him to only drink soup and brothy type things. So today Shefali came
have COVID. We don't know that
thing. He has a headache. That's COVID. He can't taste flavor.
Oh my God.
It's COVID. So anyways, so I have been force feeding him soups. So today Shefali came over to drop something off. And he was like, "Hey Shefali, you hungry?" And she's like, "Well, I already ate." Okay, then I'll just order us some food. I think I'll order Indian
from a reasonable distance, friends.
Yeah, because he knew that if he asked me, I would have said, "No, more soup for you." Except he bought all of this Indian food under the guise of, "It's not for me, it's for Shefali." And then ordered 6 dishes?
And then I went to the gym and I came back and he was like, "Shefali, you're going to the gym. I ordered all this food for you." And I was like, "Go, I'll be back." So I came in late.
Yeah. So conveniently, he made it about Shefali, but it wasn't. It was about him, guys. Adorable. So this is the Ruselia linen pant. It is slightly brighter than lipstick. So this is lipstick in the blue sky. You can see it's kind of got more bluey undertones. Hope you guys can see that. You can't see it there. You can only see it here. So this is more orangey red, like a true tomato red, whereas this is more of a bluey red. This one is lipstick by Blue Sky. This one is Ruselia, which is no longer available for pre-order. We do have some in stock by Bryn Walker. Having said that, if you do get Ruselia, I often pair my Ruselia with the ritzy top in lipstick, because even though it's not the same color and it's a smidge darker, it works really well together. So if you're looking for some sort of an ensemble to wear underneath, this works really well. And in fact, I will try that on. So we have it in the jazz top, which is the long sleeve version. It comes down to here. And we also have it in the ritzy tank and a couple of other styles, I think. But these are all from Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a Canadian company that ethically makes their bamboo clothing. Some of it is bamboo and linen, and it's ethically made in China. I wish I could tell you to our American customers what the tariffs are for China now, but I don't know. I don't know. Last I heard, prior to today, It was, were they still at 100%?
For China?
Yeah,
I thought they were.
I think they still might be.
With the added 10%, it's
It's over 110% now. Who knows?
Priya's doing the face that I'm also making as well.
Yeah, we're both making that face. So here is the Rusalia pants with the lipstick top. But what's great about it is you can see how it would look if I went with a red underpinning instead of a black underpinning.
Oh, I see. So a couple comments. Margaret says, oh, the 18th is a bike tour racing day.
No.
Plan a personal visit sometime. Yes, Margaret, you must. And let us know. And Cheryl said, can you describe sizing considerations for the Mina dress?
Yes. So we don't have a lot of Mina dresses left right now. In the Mina dress, generally speaking, when I buy clothes, I am an extra large on top and I need quite a wide skirt. So an extra large on the bottom. I am a size 38C and I wear the medium in the Mina dress.
Yes.
Because I want to wear it as an underpinning where you don't actually see it. I almost wear it like a slip. So if I wanted to wear it so that you were like, I could wear it with just like a jacket over top, I would probably go up to a large. It's quite stretchy. And it does have adjustable straps on the sleeves as well. So even if you end up going with a larger size, you can pull it up higher so that you don't see as much under here. And it's a bit of an empire waistline, and then it's very flared. So there's definitely going to be enough room going on through here. So I would choose yours based on your bust size. If you want it to be a little bit more snug, if I'm a 38C, so hopefully you can measure yourself around that. But a 38C would take a medium for snuggish, and a 38C would take a large for a little bit looser, but still not loose. I could probably also wear an extra large. So it's very flexible sizing. I have to get more Mina dresses in.
Yeah.
I know. We had so many at one point, remember? Like 30 or something?
It's like hotcakes. They fly.
Yeah, they don't sell. And then suddenly everybody wants a Mina dress.
Because
like,
they get reminded of the fact that with any sheer baby doll, they can just wear a Mina dress. And they're like
so comfortable. It is the easiest thing to wear a Mina dress underneath any of our sheer dresses because it feels like nothing on. I'll get some more. And they used to have a red one as well in lipstick. I'll see what other ones they have this year.
Margaret says, I love the Landon pants. I have 2 pairs.
And they're really great for travel, according to Judy, who takes hers instead of the Casma pants because they're so lightweight for packing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you send me a message reminding me to place a Blue Sky order?
Place Blue Sky order by Mina. And Lisa and Jordy were saying, good for Mira. It should be a 2-week birthday celebration, as it should be. Go celebrate that birthday month, Mira. And Jackson Webster said, do the Betty bra tops come in other colors than black?
It used to come in blue. And then they ran out of them and they had to find a new supplier for them. And I have not checked back because as soon as they did that, I bought as many black ones as I could because I didn't want us running out at the store. So can you also add that to my list, Shefali? Betty tanks from Terrera.
Apparently Betty tank that's not what it's called anymore.
I'm not surprised.
Lisa says they do. It's indigo and white, but it's not called the Betty tank. Do you know what they're called, Lisa? Jacqueline said, that was Jacqueline's question. And Jordy said, I love that key necklace. Thank you.
Yes, they did used to have it in white and in blue. So I guess they've got it back again. But I can definitely check what they have. It is truly a great tank top. Would people buy white? Can anybody just reply to that? Would you buy a white one? Like I could see people buying the indigo. I have an indigo and I wear it. But I don't know if people are likely to buy the white.
I wonder, is there an option for a fitted tank without a bra?
Yes. Fitted, like tight fitted?
Like the Betty tank is a fitted tank.
Yeah, we don't have a fitted tank that doesn't have a bra. We have the Ritzy tank that doesn't have a bra.
Yeah.
We have the Jazz tank, which doesn't have a bra. But the Jazz tank and the Ritzy tank are both a little looser through here. This is a Ritzy tank. So it's not fully fitted as opposed to this one, which is the Betty tank, and you can see is fully fitted. Yeah. It's tight fitting. We did used to carry one by Orange Village, but we stopped carrying it because it was tight.
I think that the Orange Village ones weren't super tight. It was the slit ones, right?
No, not those. we actually had these from Orange Village.
We did?
Yeah. Yep. Long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Before they had the slit ones.
Wow. This must have been a while.
Yeah. It was a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget that thrift stores do a seasonal change. So, like, I'm looking for tank tops, and I usually go to the thrift store and I buy tank tops.
Oh, can't get them anymore?
No, I have to wait.
So I'm going to show you this top, which I showed to a customer who came into store. These are called instant sleeves. They're also by Blue Sky. She was going on a cruise up in, I want to say somewhere up in the Arctic, like it was an Arctic cruise. And so she knew it was going to be cold some days and warmer some days, that there were going to be huge temperature drops. And so what I suggested to her, because she says she runs warm, is to get a pair of instant sleeves. So this is what they look like. It's basically I know I'm wearing it on black, but there's not much I can do about that. So it's basically a stretchy bra that fits on like a bra with a clasp here in the front. And it gives you sleeves, but it doesn't actually add any bulk or any extra fabric through here, which is nice. This lady really liked it because, first of all, there's less to pack. It gives her warmth on her arms, and she said she's always running so hot she never needs warmth on her torso.
Yeah.
So it was a really easy way for her to add a layer to her clothing. So we do sell those as well, and I think we haven't shown them in a long time.
No, I don't think so.
The other cool thing about this is it looks really great if you wear it underneath another, like a short sleeve dress, or underneath what was I thinking, like a jumpsuit or something like that. And you can also wear it this side to the front, so that it's more like a t-shirt cut here. And then you get this cut at the back, which again, I know you guys can't see. But if I put on the red thing again, then you'll see it. 3 layers. Yes.
A couple comments. Jacqueline Webster said, yes, I would buy the white and the blue.
Okay, good to know.
He says, I love the Betty tank, but I don't like the foam. Now I'm on the hunt for that exact piece, but just a shelf bra tank. The foam is actually too hot for me.
Oh, I could see that.
And
who was that who said that?
Jordy.
Okay.
And Jane said the new ones aren't called Betty tanks, but there are different colors. There was a light purple I bought, and it's like a Betty tank. And Carrie said, I would buy white. I am so late to the party. Hello, everyone. Hey, Carrie. And Jordy said, I do love the look, though. Jane said it's called the Essential Bamboo Bralette.
Oh, really? Tank. I'm guessing it also has the word tank. So this is what the instant sleeves looks like if you wear it with the clasp to the front. And because I'm not going to be able to do up that clasp at the back, we're going to try to doing a spin.
And Lisa said, mauve. It's a seamless bamboo tank Terrera, right? There is a
Terrera.
There is a navy, a mauve, and an indigo right now. Okay. And Jackie said, does it act like a bra? And
this does not act like a bra.
No, this doesn't.
It does not.
It's just literally, there's no
padding, no support. It's just an elastic here and sleeves.
And Jane said, yes, same as the Betty tank, the ones I got. Lisa said, absolutely. I'm a 42D, and I like the medium so that it's a bit snugger for the Betty tank. So I believe that Lisa does use the Betty tank like a bra. And Jane said, I think.
So I also wear a medium, and I'm a 38C. But I also like my things a little bit looser. To be fair,
wear a small, and I'm a 34C.
34C, and you wear a small. Yeah, that makes sense. So this, I just showed you guys the Ritzy top and lipstick. This one here is called the Jazz Tank. Oh, that was the Ritzy tank, I think. Ritzy top?
Ritzy tank.
Ritzy tank. So this is called the Jazz Tank. It's longer than the Ritzy tank. It's really nice, especially if you want to show this portion of your outfit, which we sometimes do here.
You're saying the Jazz Tank, right?
What did I say?
Ritzy tank.
This is the Jazz, guys. I'm so sorry.
And it's a tank and a top, which is kind of amazing, right?
It is.
2 things can be true in this.
So, for example, I know I just tried this on, but if you want to show that layer of fabric there, it works really well underneath a vest or underneath any of our shorter styles.
I love this vest.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's shocking that it hasn't sold. It's got that amazing gold thread going through it.
This is the piece I used for the post.
It's beautiful
because the back is so nice.
It's So there you have it. So this is the jazz tank. Okay. Then we also have the jazz tops.
Yes.
So I will find that one on for you as well.
So that one, unfortunately, is only a top and not a tank.
Right. Very clever, Shafal.
Thank you.
So this one is a size medium, which is the size I generally wear in the blue sky on top. And what I like about the jazz top is, it's late, ladies, it's late, is that it's really snug along the arms.
Yeah.
So it's flattering through the arms. I've heard some ladies say that they like, it's not like tight in a way that's uncomfortable, but it is also tight enough that it smooths out any hanging flesh that you have and kind of flex it up. Some ladies like that. And it's also quite generously cut through here.
It's a casual girdle.
So there.
Sweet. And that's with 2 layers on. Think about that, guys. She's wearing 2
I'm wearing a lot of
layers.
So let me see.
Now we have to add the
another layer,
the instant sleeves to that as well. And then we have the ultimate sariKNOTsari look.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on with this, which is kind of the wrong color, but I think it will work.
I think it works.
So that's how it looks if you wear the jazz top, which we have in black and red, and some other colors as well. If you wanted to wear it underneath a cardigan or a duster, for example, and you would probably need to add a fun little necklace. Again, I would go with the black. If you have black pants and you have black necklace, you're kind of done.
Off to the races, friends.
Off to the races.
Speaking of races.
So those of you who joined our live on, I was picking saris twice this week, on Monday and on Wednesday. Monday, we did crepe saris. There were some nice ones, but nothing I would say is an absolute showstopper. They were beautiful, as beautiful as the pieces we always get. And then on Wednesday, we did the Georgette saris, and it was one fabulous Georgette sari after another.
That's crazy.
I was struggling to find ones to say no to, and I couldn't, because I was trying to be really picky and make sure I only got the best, but they were like one after another, the best. But here's an interesting thing. So partway through, the Wi-Fi really cut out on India's end, and so everything was kind of coming in a little bit grainy, a little bit blurry. And so we picked this one sari that I couldn't really see what it was. It was a digital print, so it would have been from the 90s. You would think it would have been much older than that.
No, it was 90s.
It was 90s. And it had beautiful florals and everything. It was yellow and pink. And then on the pallu side of it, it had almost like a cartoon. And I didn't look at it very closely. It had some words on it. So I was reading the words, and there were some men on horses, and it was like a booth, and there were some men behind the booth selling tickets, and it said Coney Island Jockey Club. And I was so caught up in this, oh my God, Coney Island, how did this end up on a sari, that I didn't really pay too much attention to the figures. And then one of you ladies very kindly messaged me, and I'm sure it took a lot of bravery, and people, never be afraid to message me. Honestly, I am here for you. And if you guys are able to tell me where I can do better, I want to know. Even if I have a qualm when you tell me, I would rather know than not know. So it turns out this customer of ours recognized those caricatures as something that was extraordinarily racist, that came out in the early 1900s, 1910 to 1930. I think she was more specific than that, and was actually caricatures of Black people based on a Currier and Ives portrait of white people doing fancy things. And then it was Black people doing the same fancy things, but poorly, so that they would be ridiculed. And I never in a million years thought that I would see something like that on a sari. I wasn't even looking for it. And we would have ended up with that piece if it hadn't been flagged for me. And I got an image of it from Anshul and said, can you just send me that again, just so I know? And she was absolutely right. It was a racist image. And definitely we have pulled it. But the big question on my mind is, how did that end up on a sari?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
When I was watching that as well, I messaged Priya, and because I'd only seen the live. So I messaged Priya and I was like, oh, by the way, this is like fully a racist caricature, like, just to let you know. And she was like, yeah, did you see the email that this customer sent me? Like, oh my gosh. And I was like, saying to Priya, even in the car today, I was like, I cannot believe that somebody printed that on a sari.
1990s. So I was saying to Shivali, I'm like, I wonder if it was some sort of backhanded anti-colonialist kind of thing that, you know, the British men, when they took over our country, would have horses. And now these are silly people on horses because we want to show that the British are silly. But even then, she's like, but who would buy a sari like that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who would think that this would be a cute thing to put on a sari. Why would anybody choose it?
And I had thought that it was probably like the cherubs, which are less distasteful, maybe now more so due to recent times, but less distasteful. And we're just seen as like, this is what Europeans like, then this is what South Asian women looking to European trends will like. And they didn't think much about any of the
I'm going to scoot in here, so just keep chatting.
Yeah. So it was very interesting to see like how pieces, because we've actually seen a lot of digital prints showcasing historical pieces. Like there's that.
But usually it's art, like real art,
or it's the world, or it's history. But that is technically art. It's just that they probably didn't know, or not that they didn't know, they just didn't really consider what they were printing in terms of a design for a sari.
But you have to really dig to find that image. So the customer who found it, who told us about it, was able to track down the original image in government archives. Like it was not an easy find.
No, I do think that like there is a lot of those pieces that make me go like, huh.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. So what I'm wearing here is, so it has pockets. It is called the Joanna jumpsuit. Super, super comfortable. It's by Blue Sky. It's a bamboo linen blend. It is so lightweight, unbelievably comfortable. And what people always ask me about jumpsuits is, but what if I have to go to the bathroom? And that is always a concern of mine too. Once I have to go, I have like 10 seconds to get to a bathroom. So this has elastic here on the sleeves and it comes right off so easily. Like it's like pulling down your pants, basically. You just start from here instead of starting from here.
Yeah.
And it comes right off. So this is one of my favorite things to wear in the summer. We still have some from last year, and I suppose we should get some more this year as we move into spring here. But this is a great piece to wear underneath your silks as well. Let me find one. So for example, this piece here, we looked at this poncho before, but you could definitely just throw your poncho over top of this. And you've got a great outfit. You're super comfortable, no waistband, which is always a fun thing for me. There you go. So I wanted to show you that. And another underpinning that we haven't shown you in a long time, and I am going to have to put it on over top of the Joanna jumpsuit, is the lanai dress. And I think we have a medium, a 2X, and a 3X.
3X.
So this is the 2X. It's going to be big. Very, very comfortable. It's a stretchy bamboo, so it's going to be moisture wicking, temperature regulating.
Honestly, cute for an oversized look. Not gonna.
Yeah, honestly, I think I even prefer this to the ones that fit me properly.
I think if Rick Owens sold that for like $500, you'd buy it.
It's cute, and even under the arms, like I don't feel like it goes too low.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it.
But if I had to, I suppose I could pull that up. But yeah, so we have a couple of these left. They do have pockets, don't have pockets. They did not come with pockets. That's important to know. The Joanna jumpsuit does have pockets, but it's a great dress. Really amazing for travel. It's got just a little bit of elastic ruching here at the front. I think the medium would probably fit me, but because I don't like to show off all of this belly region, I would probably go for a large. And that's it, ladies. That is pretty much what we've got. We've already shown you this. We've shown you everything there is to see.
You should wear this dress with one of the jackets, the Regent Pepin jackets, because that's a cool look.
With what jacket?
The Pepin jackets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Okay. So we're back to the Pepin jackets, guys, which we should have in store for the live next Friday. If we get really busy taking videos and pictures and creating the collection.
She's looking at me because that's my job.
It's actually going to be a team job between the pictures and the collection creating and the labeling. Yeah, that looks so sweet. So this is what the jackets look like, guys. Very artisan made, kind of ragged ends, high quality materials, lots of remnants, big oversized buttons that you can move as your body changes. This one doesn't have sleeves that can fold up. The other one that I tried on did. So if your arms are a little longer or shorter, you can adjust it that way. That's it. That's it. Lots of artisanal touches as well, like embroidery to outline things. I think you'll enjoy these coats. They are a treasure. They really, really are.
It's on the other side.
And so, yeah,
Just take a sword.
this is another brand that like I find very collectible because they're one of a kind and because I know the man who makes them and he's so passionate about them and he's upcycling fabrics, he's upcycling leather, and he uses all of his scraps. He has just one man at a workshop. He does not have anybody working with him. It is the epitome of artisan made, handcrafted.
Jackie actually has a question about the lanai dress. Is the lanai dress heavy?
Honestly, it is like it's heavy to hold. It would take some weight in your packing, just like if you had any of the like the Galen pants or any of those. Bamboo is quite a heavy fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So does it feel heavy on me? No, but I can feel the weight of the fabric for sure.
And I've worn a lanai dress and danced at an electronic show for 4 hours straight.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel super heavy and it kept me nice and dry.
Yeah. So I would say like it's the fabric itself is heavier. And because it's not a cheap bamboos you'll see will like show every single line on your body.
Mm-hmm.
This one doesn't. It skims your body because you've got a really good quality of bamboo. But I would say for packing, it is a little weighty. That would be the biggest place that I would notice the weight of it. And that's it, ladies. We are done. Until next Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. If one of you has a chance to start that little question and answer thing on the swap and sell about what beads you want, then I can try to make sure I get those in and we'll figure out a way to get you guys pre-ordering on those. And yeah, so the 18th of July looks like where we're headed. The next sneak peek is on March 8th and we will start releasing. I think the pieces are pretty much ready to release. So things are going to start getting released this week. Probably, is it this Sunday? How many weeks are we away from the 8th? It might be this Sunday, Shefali. So when Mira comes over to do homework, I guess I'm going to do homework too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thanks, Rhonda. I'll look into that. And also, bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for joining us, everybody.